on around. Lay back and take your socks and shoes right off. That natural light is so damn polite, can make you feel just like you were young again. Standing underneath the rows of trees, I can see where the ocean meets the sky. Under our clothes, a fire grows. We are ready for this life of running wild. We're running wild underneath the rows of trees.
One of the things we enjoy about Tasmania is just the variety of the scenery, particularly when we're driving. And so now we're heading into that midland area, and we're getting the rolling green hills and the pasture lands, the sheep grazing. It's all spectacular, really enjoyable drive.
We're really enjoying our trip to Kempton today. The scenery in these little towns such as Bothwell, they're just absolutely beautiful, and autumn is the perfect place to see those wonderful colours in all the roadside trees. It's just absolutely beautiful.
I wanna go out and face the cold, but it's a really good time for a monologue. Can't let this pass, I find it hard to breathe. Time is up, the bell has rang, and it's really hard to understand that losing you now is the only choice for me. Someday our roads have crossed before, and someday our ocean will find its shore. If you've never been this tired, then you've never been this in love.
We arrived at Kempton yesterday, and we're parked up at what's called the Kempton roadside stop. So it's a donation campsite, and it's pretty cheap too, $5 donation, or if you want power and water, it's a $10 donation. So that's pretty amazing. Good on the Kempton Council for that one. It's a nice spot. The unpowered area is green flat grass area, and the powered area is a gravel car park. It's located right just on the edge of Kempton, and it's only a small little village place, Kempton. And not far off the main highway there behind me, which is the Midland Highway. You do get a little bit of road noise, but not too bad. It's there's a bit of a hill between us and the road, which is about 400 or 500 metres away. That tends to block out most of the noise. Did hear a little bit this morning, but it's okay. There are some toilets which are located just down the end of the park, so about 150 metres away. There are bins here, and potable water, which is great. There's 2 potable water taps which you're not supposed to be connected to. Fill your tanks up anytime you like. So we're parked up on the edge of the powered, non-powered area. So we're only about 10 metres from a tap, so we can connect and top up anytime we like, which is great. We're going to go for a walk through town, have a look around the Kempton area. Like so many of these little towns, a lot of historical old sandstone buildings here, old churches and various different buildings. So we'll go and have a look at them. And we're only about 50k, I think it is, north of Hobart, probably just about an hour's drive. So if we want to do a bit of city shopping, why would I? But if we do, we're not that far to go. So this is a good location. And there's also a playground just over here, kids' playground. So a bit of entertainment for the kids, and if you're taking bikes on your van, then they can whiz around the BMX track as well.
So this is all about the early days in Kempton. So it was originally Green Ponds, and it's named after Anthony Fenn Camp, who was a fiery individual. And he came to Sydney in 1793 as an ensign in the New South Wales Corps.
So Kempton was originally used as a stopover point for the coaches travelling from Hobart to Launceston, an overnight stopover point. St Mary's Anglican Church was first established in 1829. At that time it was a timber log church and it was replaced by this church in 1840.
Green Ponds Probation Station, which is now a police station and a courthouse by the look of it. But this was at least as early as 1828. A military station was established here as part of Governor Arthur's chain of military posts. And that was to protect European settlers from the increasingly hostile Tasmanian Aboriginals. Isn't it a gorgeous building?
It is, yeah. The cask room looks like we should be having a whiskey rather than coffee.
Oh, I think so.
So they do have a cafe here as well. Nice little eating areas on either side of the front entrance.
We'll sit in here, hey?
Well, we stopped in at the old Kempton Distillery just to have a bit of a look around, but the menu looked so great we couldn't resist.
Absolutely amazing menu.
And
we're
boy,
going to have to do
nice.
we're going to have to do the paddle tasting as well.
We will do a paddle tasting while we're here as well. Well, we've finished our meal at the old Kempton Distillery, and now
Kicking back with a gin, as you do.
and very nice they are too. And what a lovely place to drink it.
Yeah, it's a great, cosy, warm little place to spend a couple of hours on a Saturday afternoon.
But we'll only spend one drink here, not two. But we may buy ourselves a bottle of liqueur for those cold evenings.
It had that aniseed flavour and what was the other?
I can't recall. It was nice, whatever it was.
Lavender.
And what a beautiful
Lavender
room this is as well.
Yeah.
In our previous van we had 600 watts of solar on the roof. That meant that unless we were having a mostly sunny day, we wouldn't get back to full power by the end of the day. And if you're like me, that meant you were continually at that little monitor, checking the battery level, checking the solar input, looking outside to see how much cloud cover there was, and hoping we were going to get back to some good battery power. But in this new van, with the amount of solar and battery power we have, that is a significantly less of an issue, and we've just gone past the 100-day mark. So I'm pretty happy to say I'd sometimes go days without looking at that little monitor. Well, today is the 16th of May. We arrived in Tasmania on the 3rd of February, and today is the first day we've gone on to power since we've gotten here. So we cracked 100 days, we made it. We arrived at Kempton, and there is power here. It's only $10 a night for power here, I might add. And we've been struggling to get the power up over the last week. It's been a week since we've been to full power, just with Tasmania's shorter winter days and the angle of the sun, and we've had cloudy days as well. So and we had a heap of washing to do. So we're now plugged into water, plugged into power, getting our washing up I should say. And we made over 100 days without plugging to power, which I think is a real testament to having lots of solar on the roof and a good battery system with the red arc system and everything we have here. So really pleased that we've gone so well. But I must admit, probably over about the last 20 days we've been stretching out to get past that 100, and normally if I hadn't been trying to aim for a target I probably would have pulled up quicker. We've just arrived at Oatlands, so this is our town for the next, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 days, however long we feel like staying here. Looks like a nice little spot, isn't it? It's at the back of an old windmill.
Yeah.
And apparently we've been informed by a fellow zoner that it's within walking distance of the distillery, so that's great, isn't it? Anyway, this looks like a nice
Gives
little...
them that idea.
Anyway, we'll show you a bit around later as soon as we've set up. So we've only just arrived, we'll set up and we'll show you a bit of the campground. We're now set up. It's a maximum of 8 degrees today and my hands are bloody cold and the wind's blowing. So it's going to be a bit of a chilly day, I think. They're forecasting snow tomorrow up in the Highlands and tempted to go up there, but I don't think we will. We'll stay down here at Oatlands where it's just a little bit warmer. It's 7 AM and it's -4 degrees. Even my thongs have a frost on them. Yep. I tell you what, look at that Garbo man. He's got his bloody shorts on. He's a braver man than me, I tell you. It's too cold for that. It's a beautiful spot here, really. Quite like it. It's a beautiful morning. Tell you what, you've got to be careful on those stairs. Last time we had a -1 degree morning, I stepped out of those stairs and went straight down on my back, just slid off because of the ice on them.
You are mad.
My good wife's still in bed. I've just been informed by my wife that it was very insulting to refer to him as a Garbo. He was a waste collector. When I was a child growing up, that was their name. So we've set up here at this campground at Oatlands, and it's a great campground. The amenities there are bins here, which is good. No power or water here, but there is a water tap, a potable water tap, only about 50 metres from the entrance to the parkway, so you can fill up before you come on in. And as you can see, the sun is out and there is plenty of place for solar. There's no trees
The sun may be out, but we're dressed up like Michelin men.
Oh, it's 6 degrees. It's pretty cold. It's what, 2 o'clock in the RV or something,
Yeah.
and it's cold. So.
But the sun's gorgeous.
No, actually, it's not that cold. It's nice. It's just the wind adds a bit of a chill factor.
So
here.
there's an awesome playground for any of you travellers travelling with kids.
Yeah, it is pretty
There's a
fantastic
playground, so we'll take some footage of that when there's no kids there.
Yeah, we'll show you. We'll put a bit of overlay.
Yeah.
And you can see some of the bigger kids playing on the playground now.
Well, I have always wanted to do this.
Ready? Yahoo! Yeah, big kids. And the end is coming up quick. Oh! And look, it's located right in town itself, so it's an easy walk. We're about to go for a walk around town now. There's a historic windmill, which we can see from where we are. We'll show you photos of that.
Yeah.
And we're going to wander down to the information centre, or I think it's a
Historical centre, society.
Historical centre, yeah. So we'll wander down there and hopefully get a bit of information. It is a Sunday, so some places might be closed, but we'll wander back again on Monday and have a further look. But look, this is a great campsite. It's a donation camp, so just put your $5 or $10 a night, whatever you feel comfortable with, in the little box at the entrance there. And yeah, that's about it. Good campsite, highly recommend this one. In Oatlands area, it's full of history, like we'll show you
Incredible.
around. The number of stone buildings we've seen just driving in here. So we're looking forward to doing that sort of a walk now.
Yeah.
I'll take you with us. Next door to the camping area is this little display here. The front part looks a bit like a sheep yard, I suppose. Then they've got all this equipment on display, old equipment behind cages. You can't get into it, but and little display boards beside each piece to say what it is, such as the threshing machine here or a winnower, and various other old historic items from the farming days. And they've even got picnic tables in amongst the sheep pens. Sit down and have a picnic lunch.
Two-roomed cottage occupied by the miller and situated immediately adjacent to the mill to allow easy access to the mill and its operations. The construction of the cottage was thought to take place around 1860, sometime after the completion of the mill and other outbuildings within the precinct. Wow.
And when you go inside the miller's cottage, you get this great display inside. So they've got a video which plays on the wall of old photographs, and they've overlaid...
Of a cottage that would be no bigger than our caravan. So you just...
And that was really, their living space.
Yeah, their entire living space for families.
But the display's really done quite well, so it's using old photographs from the time, but over the top of that they've just overlaid a couple of people moving throughout to give it a little bit of life to the
lively performance.
Yeah, it's excellent. It gives a good little history right there in about 5 minutes or less.
It brings it to life. We're looking at Callington Mill. This was built in 1837 by English-born entrepreneur John Vincent. It is the only authentic 19th century tower mill in the southern hemisphere and the third oldest windmill in Australia.
So the windmill was restored in 2010 and they actually started milling flour in it again. And it was sold around the world as an artisan quality flour. This is the old granary where the grain was stored. Well, we left our caravan 45 minutes ago and we've only just left next door. Discovering the Callington Mill and the distillery, which we almost didn't make it past the distillery, but we persisted and kept walking.
Oh, whatever. So this is Mill Lane. On our way to the what is it? The Callington Mill Distillery. Well, you can't go past a distillery without walking in. So this looks just so gorgeous. So we've decided to come in and have ourselves a little drink. Paul's opted for just a James Vogue, so I'm experimenting with one of their cocktails. So we'll let you know what that's like.
So the distillery is right next door, which you can see through this glass area here. You know, they obviously distill right here within the building.
Well, the cockles of my soul have been pleasantly warmed. What a lovely little visit. It's really cute, isn't it?
Throughout town they have a number of these hedges trimmed into various animal shapes. Very well done. Well, we're continuing on from yesterday. Yesterday we really only did Callington Mill and the distillery and a quick look at the history room, and that was about it.
Well, it's a lot more gustier today with the wind.
It is too. It's breezy and cold.
But all the more enjoyable walk, I reckon.
Just got to rug up a bit.
We're on our way to pick up the Oatlands key. You pay $20 to pick up the key, and then you get that back when you return it. But that actually gives you access to all of these buildings. I think there's about 43 buildings on High Street alone.
I don't know if we'll see them all. If we do, we won't show you them all. Anyway, it looks like a really beautiful town, and we're looking forward to having a look at all these historic buildings.
I'm excited. It's
from
just...
the Georgian area, I think I read
Yeah, the
somewhere.
Georgian area, that's right.
So we'll show you around as soon as we've picked up that key. We've picked up the little magnetic key.
Have you got it? Oh, yes, you have.
Got our book and instructions from the lovely lady there who told us what to see on here, or the best bits.
Oh, there's so many things to see.
There is a lot, isn't there? And now we're on our way.
Absolutely packed.
We're going to start with, what do we start with over here?
So here we are, we're
Is
at
it the jail?
we're going to the commissariat.
Okay.
Commissariat, is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, I'm with you on that one, yeah.
Well, that's the first port of call. So we've come from here.
Yeah, the jail and the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we're off to now. So there are a lot of the old houses and homes here are now private residences, such as this one, so you can't go and have a look at them, but just walking past, they are really stunning. There are so many historical old buildings here in Oatlands. And some of the old buildings are now in use as shops, etc. This one's a vintage cafe on high. We might be back here later, I think. The pancake shop.
So we've just arrived at the commissariat. I think that's how you pronounce it. So the primary role of the commissariat was to store the rations, the clothes, the tools and the weapons necessary for a convict outpost. So in 1830, stores for Governor Arthur's Black Line operation against Tasmanian Aborigines were distributed from here. I don't like that last little bit.
So the book we have is really excellent because it not only has the map telling you where you go to each of the locations, but gives you information about each one as well. So the commissariat was used to store arms and supplies for the soldiers that were here stationed at the time. And the old oven over here is still used in August every year. They have a I can't remember what it was. But
it was some festival.
A festival on in August each year.
Yep.
And they fire up the oven for about 3 days and they do a lot of baking, which are provided bread and scones and biscuits and all that sort of stuff
They
to
cook all
the
sorts.
festivals.
They bake anything in this oven.
And apparently the baker who does it, according to the lady at the history room, says it is a fantastic way of baking foods and things.
Look at that beautiful archway there.
Shame the bin's falling the shot. The lady from the history room did advise us that there is construction work going on here at the jail at the moment, and there was a pool in the backyard which was put in some time ago, and they've removed it. And in the removal process have come across some old footings and things from the solitary confinement cells, etc.
You probably see the hangman's noose.
Hangman's noose, correct.
18 hanged men. Between 1844 and 1860, the Oatlands jail witnessed 18 executions by hanging. So it was the only regional jail at which men were executed. And this was made possible by the establishment of the Supreme Court at Oatlands in 1841.
The details of the 18 hung men are here. Example, Thomas Marshall, aged 37, executed the 24th of April 1843 for the murder of Benjamin Smith. Marshall was also sentenced to be dissected and anatomised.
Anatomised?
How unusual. Just had a quick look at the jail, which appeared to be mostly closed. Next stop is the Supreme Court, which apparently is the oldest Supreme Court in...
It's one of the oldest, yeah.
Okay, in Australia. But everywhere you walk there are old stone buildings, obviously, like I said previously, in use by other people, but you've always got something nice to look at on the way. And the Oatlands Supreme Court building. Oatlands was the only town outside of Hobart to have a Supreme Court in Tasmania.
So the Supreme Court House, which is the building that we're currently in, was built in 1829. The courthouse is one of the oldest surviving buildings in Oatlands. The earliest part was constructed over the winter of 1829 by 2 convicts from the Oatlands chain gang. From 1841 to 1863, the Supreme Court held quarterly sittings here. This meant that capital crimes could be tried here, from highway robbery to murder. Over the 2 decades of Supreme Court sittings here, hundreds of cases were heard, with some 18 resulting in death sentences. And of course we saw the names of those that were executed back at the jail.
They were hung on the long drop.
They were hanged, isn't that the right terminology?
Hanged until dead. I guess they break their neck on the long drop. That's why it's called the long drop, isn't it?
Wall.
Thank you for correcting me.
Well, I'm just wondering, is that the correct way, or?
They were hanged and not hung. They weren't well hung. They were well hanged. So now, having read the book a little bit better, we've realised we've misunderstood it. The key gives us access to the 3 locations we've just seen. The rest of them are private residences, which you can view from the street and take photos, etc. But the key doesn't let you into their residence. Well, we did come back to the bakery and had a lovely little snack there. I had a beautiful crepe, and you had an award-winning steak pie.
Yeah, rump steak pie with mash and peas and gravy.
Did it deserve an award?
It definitely deserved a reward.
So now we're going to return the key and then continue our tour of the historic homes, which are now private residences, just to get photos from the outside and have a look at them from the outside.
Hello everybody.
We finished our time at Oatlands. Had a very enjoyable time there at that campsite near the old Callington windmill
Distillery.
and distillery, overlooking Lake Dalverton, I think it was called.
Yeah,
It was a beautiful area. Really enjoyed our stay here. Highly recommend to put this place on your list. We're going to continue our Heartlands journey and heading up that towards Campbell Town now.
And of course you can't go through Ross on your way to Campbell Town without stopping for a scallop pie.
Well, one of the things they tell you about Tasmania is you've got to try the scallop pie. So we did try one on our way to Bruny Island at a bakery there, which was the Mornay one. I think it was, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah.
disgusting, sorry.
Well, it was fairly ordinary, really. 3 scallops and it didn't taste that great. And it costs a lot. But I did read on the webpage, everyone recommends the scallop pies at Ross. So we're going to give it one more crack. I'm going to have a curried scallop pie at Ross. We'll see if they're as good as they say.
Look, I like scallops and I don't mind pies, but together, no, I'll have a bite of yours.
We'll test it for you. We've arrived at Blackburn Park Rest Area at Campbell Town. So you may have noticed there was no scallop pie. We got to Ross to discover that the bakery doesn't open on Mondays and Tuesdays, so I missed out. But no, I've only missed out today. We'll head back there tomorrow. It's only about 12k back, I think, to Ross. So we'll head back there tomorrow. Anyway, we arrived at this rest area just on the edge of Campbell Town. It looks beautiful. I'll show you a bit of a look around this park shortly. I've just started the car this morning. It's bloody cold, I'll tell you what. But there was a little bit of ice on the windscreen, so we tried to wash it off with the washers, but of course they're frozen, aren't they? So they're not working. Anyway, we're on our way to Ross. So yesterday we dipped out on the scallop pie because the bakery was closed, but it's now Wednesday and the bakery is open, and I'm going to try that scallop pie. And
You're going to try it.
Nice bloody hot coffee too. Something to my hands. Feel that. we've just arrived at Ross. We've driven down the main street, which looks beautiful, but very foggy, which does give it that gorgeous look early in the morning.
It's an eerie sort of a feel, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And looking at all the old stone buildings that are here, this whole heritage way from Kempton up through has just been gorgeous. So now we're going into the information centre, which is located at the Tasmanian Wool Museum, I think it's called. So, and it's also the information centre. So we'll go in there and see what they recommend that we need to see, apart from the Ross Bakery, of course, which is the second stop.
What a beautifully set up museum.
Yeah, it's very well done, isn't it?
There's something special about Ross, Tasmania, a beautifully preserved 19th century village nestled along the Macquarie River, where history and charm come together. It's the perfect place to pause on your journey along the Midland Highway, and at the heart of it all, you'll find the Tasmanian Wool Centre. A visit to the Wool Centre isn't complete without exploring their on-site museum, which celebrates Ross's rich wool heritage and local history. The Wool Exhibition and History Gallery showcase a fascinating collection of artefacts, photographs and documents, with permanent displays on the Ross Bridge, Female Factory and Horton College, as well as rotating exhibitions throughout the year.
So when you arrive at Ross, make sure you make your first point of call the information centre at the Tasmanian Wool Centre. It's a great little stopover.
Oh, it's excellent. It's packed with such great history, a beautiful museum. So make sure you go into the museum as well. Girls, it's difficult to walk past the merino wool products as you first walk in the door, because they've got a gorgeous array of jumpers and cardigans and all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
and
good quality,
really top
wool
quality,
products, which is beautiful in the cold weather.
Yeah.
And it's a donation one, so just there's a couple of donation bins in there just to throw in a gold coin or a note or whatever you like. So that's really good. So that's your first point of call when you get to Ross, the Tasmanian Wool Centre and the Information Centre combined.
Yep.
And of course the second place to visit is the Ross Bakery. So let's try those scallop pies. Okay, moment of truth. We've got a bit more, yeah. Well, the first scallop pie I had was the Mornay one, and I was quite disappointed with it, really. This one is a lot nicer. It's delicious. It really is quite good. I'm not sure I'd rave over it, say compared to a steak and mushroom. I like them as well, but this is a nice pie. And I'm glad I tried it. Well, now I've finished my pie. I'd like to say I'd rate that as the best scallop pie I've ever had.
Well, I can't say
I've
one
only
way
had
or
two.
another.
No, it was really quite nice.
So we've just come in, well, we've just had a walk into the kitchen area, and we're able to see the oven in action.
Yeah, the wood-fired oven, so that was nice. I said we could go
It's
out the
amazing.
back and
I
have
could
a
have
quick
stood
look.
there all day.
So warm.
So they're currently baking some pecan pie, so that's next. We'll have to come back. So they'll be ready in another 20 minutes or
We're going to
so.
come back for dessert. So like I said before, second place to visit when you get here is the Ross Village Bakery.
Yep, definitely.
Make sure you have a look at that place, it's beautiful. And give the scallop pie a try, they are quite nice. So among the many historical features to see in Ross is the Ross Bridge itself. So this was built in 1836, I think it was built. It's the second bridge here. The first one was built around 1828, just out of timber and clay. And of course the first flood washed it away, so then they built this stone arch bridge. One of the unique features of this bridge is the curved stones that make up the archways, 186 curved stones, each with Celtic figures on them. We're at the Ross Bridge still doing our photography, etc. I decided just to get a couple of drone photos, and then I decided to get a bit of drone footage.
He was just being too clever for his own good. Trying to fly the drone underneath the bridge.
So I'm a little sad now. The drone is gone. It's underwater somewhere. I've got a little bit of footage to show you where it disappeared.
Never to be seen again.
I was actually flying it under the arches and I was going to reverse fly back out again. And what I should have done is switched off obstacle avoidance because I got a little close to the edge of the bridge and I was still fine. But the obstacle avoidance took in then to try and correct, and then I fought against the obstacle avoidance, and then I just flew into the bridge, and down it went. So anyway, that's the end of that drone.
He's been trying to get rid of the drone for some time now. He just wants a new drone.
I have been talking about a new drone, but damn it, I could have sold that one for $700 or $800 and put it towards a new drone, and now it's gone. Oh well, lesson learnt. I don't have insurance because, well, I had insurance for the first year I got it because I was a nervous wreck flying over water. But then I scrapped the insurance and got more and more game and crashed a few times into trees and things like that, and now crashed in the water.
Oh well.
This is the Uniting Church. It was originally the Methodist church built in the mid-1800s. Tell you what, you can tell it's a church. You don't have to have a sign at the front or a cross to say it's a church. Just the architectural design says it's a church, not like many modern churches today.
Although little remains of the Ross female factory, the site, located just outside the picturesque township of Ross in Tasmania's Midlands, holds a symbolic place in Tasmania's convict history. Derived from the British institutional word manufactory, the name represents the prison's role as a workhouse for the female convicts incarcerated there, some with their babies, between 1847 and 1854. A rustic stone cottage at the entrance to the historic site that once housed the prisoner's overseer is now a museum offering informative insights into the lives of female convicts in the mid-1800s.
So we had to return back to the Ross Bridge to get some gorgeous sunset
Epic.
photos at the bridge. Truly is beautiful here.
Yes,
If you're going to do the Ross
picturesque.
Bridge, make sure you try it at sunset. It is gorgeous.
Yes.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful foggy morning. It's -2, about 7:15. Sun should be up in a few minutes. And there's frost on the ground and a fog in the air, so I'm just going to have a bit of a look around. It's gorgeous. Not too often you get me out of bed this early in a cold morning.
When you feel there is time for us, then I'll be by the same old road. If you've never been this tired, then you've never been this in love. When you feel there is time for us, then I'll be by the same old road. You've never been this tired.
We've got our own little stalagmite starting.
This in love.
I don't think that solar panel's going to be working. It's the eyesight.
Well guys, that wraps up our time here in Campbell Town, and it also brings this episode to a close.
We've really enjoyed our trip up the heartland of Tasmania along the Heritage Way, viewing the colonial history of the period back in the mid-1800s and the architecture. A very enjoyable time for us.
Really enjoyable, loved every minute of it. Guys, if you feel that there's something that we're missing out on, or you'd like to offer some feedback or comments, please feel free to do so.
Otherwise, we'll see you guys next episode.
Ciao!
See ya.
Yeah.
So they obviously,
Turn it around.
I've already got photos of it, but
Oh.
thanks for snatching that out of my hand. I'll put overlay on that.
A picture is hung, I remember this at school, so whether this is true or not, a picture is hung, someone is hanged.
Okay, we'll go with that.
You turned toward me and looked so weak.